Brian, obviously in the UFC, every fight is kind of your biggest fight or whatever. But fight,
I know, right? Especially now.
especially now. But fighting here in your backyard, I gotta think, is it kind of a fun, unique experience for you?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. It was less stressful at a point till I realized how many people thought I had a lot of connections to this fight. So it's like everyone's been asking me, hey, yo, give me a ticket, give me this, let me be your cornerman. Like I've been getting some weird requests, man, and it's like, oh man, it did get me a little stressed out this camp, and but then again, they are supporting me, so it's hard, people don't know, but I feel it's good, man. I'm in hometown,
You're in a nice spot, obviously, man. You're the featured fight on Fox Sports 1. You're fighting a veteran like Clay Guida. I mean, a guy that's truly a name in the sport. So does that feel kind of like a unique opportunity for you?
It does. You know what? It actually does. It feels like I feel like every fighter in their career has to face a veteran. And then it's going to show the world and the fighter where he's at, with that experience level. And I think especially with the way Clay Guida fights, I think everyone needs a Clay Guida fight in their life, Win or lose, like that's a fight you got to have, That's that's a hell of a war, I've been through wars, but like I know Saturday, it's going to be a hell of a war,
I got to imagine, this is a guy that you probably watched a lot growing up. I mean, who hasn't been a fan of Clay Guida throughout the years?
I pretty much grew up watching him, and I was my debut. I seen him, and I was like, "Oh, look, there's Clay Guida, dude! Like, let's get a shot." And like, I got it on my Instagram from a long time ago, and now we're fighting each other. So it's part of the sport. It is what it is. At the end of the day, like earlier, he came up and he shook, he shook my hand. He said, "Let's do this." So he's a freaking cool guy, But it is what it is, man. We have to fight each other,
You've already had some fantastic results in the UFC, but I feel like this is probably the most high-profile slot for you. Do you feel like this is the moment you kind of make the announcement that people kind of see Brian Ortega is for real?
I think this is going to be the time people know that I'm facing a veteran. People know that I'm here, I'm here to stay. I'm pretty much here to show this sport a great show, a great fighter, a different type of fighter, and a different fighter, like a good person, like something good, something that stands for the good, That's what I've always tried to be, since before fighting, helping kids out with the foundations and everything. So I'm just here to take another step and hopefully be a different type of representative for the UFC.
I always wonder when that moment, because you talk about young guys coming up and facing a veteran of the sport, I always wonder if there's that moment where you get in the cage and you're like, holy shit, I'm in the UFC and there's Clay Guida on the other side. I know there's bigger stars in sport, but he's one of those names for sure. Is there a danger of that?
You know what, man? After what I've been through in life lately, I don't really care anymore, Like, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to fight people. I'm happy to continue living my dream. And whatever happens, you know what? I'm content with myself, I'm young and my career's ahead of me.